Sorry, pal. We're out of gas and your engine is boiling. Let's see if we can fix you up here. We'll be back on the road in no time. Stranded in the middle of nowhere. Some of these constellations seem familiar. Or do they? No juice. I wish. It's frozen shut. This loot box contains only some rusty pliers. How should I open it? Hello? Anybody in there? I could really use some gas. Blocked. Of course. How should I open the door with these rusty pliers? If it wasn't for the sand and rubble, the impenetrable darkness, the legions of bugs, and that awful smell of gasoline everywhere, this sure could make a nice place for a picnic. Dad used to say, a flawless establishment needs flawless window panes. At least the cold chain is unbroken. My tires should still last a couple of miles. It's just one short circle. Does it ever rain here anyway? No way. A hidden replacement key. That was too easy. As if it wanted to be found. It fits. That was almost too easy. It's pitch black. I can't even see my own hands. There's something Oops! A hidden switch. This must be the main fuse. "20% bun, 5% cold cuts, and 75% cling film. Thanks, but no thanks." Extra large, no refill. Coffee. If there's something I can't stand, it's cherry pie and hot coffee. It's a picture of a buffalo. I wish. It's frozen shut. This is the end of nowhere. I wonder if these postcards would ever reach their destination. This one shows a map of the area. I'll take it with me. Quite off the beaten track. Looks dusty. Again, that ghastly tune. All I have left are a few Deutschmarks. Pretty useless out here anyways. Electrical cables. Zip. Cold as ice. Exactly. There you go. Have some Kool-Aid. Now they are working again. Drink up. You must be dying of thirst. Done. Finally, we can make off again. Oh, come on. Start already. It's that darn oil pump again. Looks like we'll be stuck here for a while.
sure this is the right place. When's the next bus back to the city? Beverly, I have arrived. I feel spewed out into the most barren, dark void of Europe. All things considered, this could most likely be the best vacation ever. Feeling chilled out already. The next city is like 1,000 miles away. Ah, yes, that's where I am. The bus stop. My gateway to the outside world. Its heydays are over. Brr, looks cold. Paddleboat rental. 1 hour, 1 Deutschmark. A hiking map of the region. The upper section has been torn off. Hades. Paddleboat rental, souvenirs, fishing supplies. I wonder what that is. Arrived at destination after a short walk. Truberbrook, a tranquil little town. Seems a bit run down. I must say, Beverly, I absolutely fell in love with this town already. That's probably the town's landmark. Wooden fences always remind me of my old neighborhood. There's a selection of local charcuterie on display. Würstebrei, Stippgrütze, Schlagte Platte, Pathoeke, Tote Oma. The mysterious village. Who is into this kind of stuff? This must be the place. Small ads, postings, announcements. They're holding a town fair soon. Exciting. I should check into my room first before I start Evening.
Hey. Nobody there, huh?
Doesn't seem so. Please ring bell for service. We only serve small pots of coffee outside the restaurant. Where is everyone?
I saw someone here just a minute ago.
Look at all these beautiful people. Must be some kind of ancestral gallery. This leads to the rooms. Today's menu, nothing. I should check into my room first before I start exploring the town. They don't seem to have many bookings. All the keys are still there. That's quite a few fishing rods they have there. I should check in first. Hello? I'm not going to give up.
Good afternoon. How can I help you, darling?
There's a room reserved for me. You know the lottery? I won a stay over here.
You won? How can you win a stay in Truberbrook?
Well, actually, I don't really remember taking part in any lottery myself. Yet I received this winning notification.
What was the name again?
Hans Tannhauser. Dr. Hans Tannhauser.
Tannhauser, 11hauser. Oh, Dr. Hans Tannhauser. Oh yes, here we have it.
Say, is it a quiet room?
Seeking some peace and quiet,
Well, I'm working on a text and I could really use some serenity.
Text? Are you a kind of writer or something?
Normally, I work for a university. Right now, I'm writing a paper on quantum physics.
I've heard worse. You arrived just in time for the big anniversary celebration. Truberbrook is a bit noisier than usual around these days. But apart from that, I'd say you have nothing to worry about in terms of disturbance. Here's your key, Dr. Tannhauser. My name is Trude, by the way.
If you don't mind, where are all the other guests?
Let's put it this way. The season in Truberbrook is already over.
I get the impression the season has been over for some time. What?
Please, you've got to help me.
Did that guy just disappear with my paper? Something unusual happened. There was an uninvited guest in my room tonight. Now that he's escaped, I'm going to chase him down. What is this? Some kind of goo. I don't want to mess up the crime scene. What a mess. It seems rather unpleasant outside. I better not. It'll start raining in. At least it seems the burglar didn't rummage through the cabinet. I don't want to go back to bed. I'm on a mission. Where did he go? The traces lead outside. Darkest night. In the pale starlight, this village appears to be composed of jagged silhouettes and loneliness. A trail of goo. The thief must have left it behind. The trail leads further uptown.
Hey there. Taking a little night stroll?
Someone was in my room.
You only just got here and you already have secret admirers?
No, it was a burglar. I think.
Well, I haven't seen anyone sneaking around here, but if I were you, I would probably follow these somewhat extremely obvious footprints.
You've got a point there. Please excuse me. This situation is growing aggravating. I followed the person who stole my notes into a kind of dead-end street. And now he's vanished. Picture me standing here at the edge of the world, stripped of my writings.
I wonder who on earth would steal a paper on quantum physics. Do you like ghost stories? It is said that a Proto-Germanic cult used to live up here in the mountains. They prayed to the spirits of the forests. I know it's a long shot, but maybe this visitor of yours is one of those spirits?
Those Proto-Germans sure had a lot of imagination.
Nonsense, I was just trying to mess with you. What was your name again? Tenhauser? Name's Gretchen. I'm an anthropologist. In fact, those old Proto-Germanic ritual grounds just so happen to be my special subject. One of them is supposedly somewhere around here, though I haven't been able to find it yet.
Gretchen, well met. Now that's all well and good, but what am I going to do without my notes?
You know what? I'm going to help you track down that burglar. It looks like he escaped with one of the old gondolas. I bet he's hiding somewhere in the mountains, which, incidentally, is also where I was heading. Come on, you're a scientist. You're coming with me now and you're going to help me find this ritual site. Who knows, maybe you'll even find your evil spirit there. The one with an interest in quantum whatchamacallits. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. So what do you say? You with me? I knew you had the spirit of adventure in you. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. The early bird catches the worm and all that. We have to find a way up the mountain. It would be easiest if we used a cable car. I reckon that's also what our friend thought.
The cable car doesn't exactly appear to be in pristine condition. What do you think?
Don't worry, I'm sure I can fix this. I can't fix this. The master key is missing and a weasel damaged the electric mains.
Maybe it was the burglar who did this.
The plan. I'll hold the position and try my best. Why don't you take a look around town? We need the master key for the cable car. Also, we need to override the broken mains. Think you can remember that?
I'll try to remember.
Let's go. This is going to be fun.
I have to insert a coin first. Hello? Anybody there? What was that? Time waits for no man, not even in Truberbrook. I discovered a modern telecommunication system further uptown. This might be important to anybody wondering if the world is still turning at the end of the line. This old generator is running at maximum strength. It's even sending out sparks. I wonder what that is. You can see all over the valley. From this distance, I can only imagine what's on the other shore. The platform further uptown presents a wonderful view of the valley. Leaning on this rusty rail, nose to the wind, I can let my gaze wander freely to the other shore and across the mountains. It's a well-known fact that weasels have a dangerously loving affection towards all sorts of cables. The present case suggests a rather impressive specimen, judging by the thickness of the cable. Last resort, self-termination. The local gondola lift's hauling cables seem to be intact, although there aren't any gondolas or mining carts attached to it. A smell of oil and soil lingers in the air. It seems you need a special key to get the thing running.
Indeed, mastermind. Did you already ask around town? Maybe someone there has it.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
I've been wondering about that cable car.
I don't want to think about the old cable car. This wobbling table is simply unbearable. It's driving me crazy. You better keep your distance. This table has a horrible wobble.
Actually, it's quite a nice table.
Be careful. The table is wobbling terribly.
A hanger is dangling from the clothesline. Marvelous engineering. It's the window to my room. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Can you tell me something about the old cable car?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it.
Who exactly is this Baron von Sülz?
Baron von Sülz used to run the mine, a philanthropist and patron of the arts. His wife was a flamboyant Baroness von Sülz. You must have heard of her. Anyway, when the company took over the mine, the Baroness dropped him as well and left the Baron behind. A broken man. Now his cat is his only remaining pleasure.
What about this mysterious company you were talking of?
They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation. They have connections to the top, if you know what I mean. Way up to the highest circles of power.
What were they mining for? Do you know?
An old silver mine. So nothing a quantum physicist would be interested in. It's been a few years, back in the days, when there was enough work for everyone. Then this company took over the mine, only to shut it down immediately.
So why did they shut down the mine?
There is talk and rumors all over the town. Allegedly, people started disappearing without a trace. Tourists, poor laborers without families, the odd stranger. Some folks were also talking about toxic residues in the air and the water. But nobody knows anything with certainty. If you ask me, I'm just glad the whole affair has come to an end. All those rumors have kept spa guests away for years, as you can see for yourself.
What became of the people working the mine?
More and more outsiders came to town. Nobody knows what they were actually doing in the mines. Some went missing, some went crazy. Who can tell? At one point, they even bought the old sanitarium in order to provide housing for their workers. That was before the mine shut down, of course.
Would you wrap up the whole story in detail for me again?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it. They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
About the cable car?
Sure. What else do you want to know?
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser. By the way, the buffet is open. Please help yourself.
Locked. Hey. She's almost in a trance.
Please don't stand there.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to. What's that you're watching?
Never seen a TV before?
Coming up next, a new episode of Rocket Ship Andromeda.
Have you been living under a rock? With a TV set you can take journeys to other worlds. Now that I think of it, I have never seen you here before. Are you from another world as well?
You bet I am. My name is Hans. I just arrived from Berlin.
Hey Hans, I'm Leni. My mom owns the place.
70,000 light years from home, The rocket ship has stranded in Star System Omega 3.
Is Berlin also in star system Omega 3?
Berlin is located right in the middle of Brandenburg, so it is worlds apart.
Brandenburg? Never heard of it.
Star Cybernetation Commander Aurora is searching for a way back home.
And what do you do for a living? Are you a famous cybernetician too?
I'm a quantum physicist.
Quantum what? Anyways, I'm going to be a star cybernetician.
Only Commander Aurora can disintegrate the even Rulans into thin air with her space beams.
So, do you Berlinalians have any special powers? Can you make things disappear?
If you're referring to my bank deposit.
You're saying a lot of silly things.
Stay tuned, folks. We will be right back after a few consumer-oriented product endorsements.
My uncle knew how to make things disappear as well. I also know where, but I mustn't tell anyone on Earth.
Well, after all, I'm not originally from Earth. I'm a Berlin alien, remember?
Right. But then, how can you prove you're not an Earthling?
I'll think of something. Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. Before you even know, the world lies in ruins. I hope this isn't a bad omen. The antenna provides TV reception for the guest house. There's something lying on the floor. It's a massage rod. Somebody must have misplaced it. Maybe somebody hid their money in there. I don't want to mess up. Just a hanger. This muddle of spots and drips is probably telling more about the room's many previous occupants than I'd wish to know. Now where would this lead to? Now look at all these fishing rods. Quite the collection.
You can borrow one if you like, but only in exchange for a pawn. They have a tendency to get lost otherwise.
Pawn? You mean deposit? Would this be an adequate deposit for the fishing rod?
I'm afraid not. It should be something that attracts attention but has no real importance. Something you can do without while you are on fishing tour. Oh, thanks. For me?
Does this device suffice as a deposit in exchange for the fishing rod?
Yes. Feel free to leave it here.
Yes, that sounds like a good deal.
Just be sure to bring it back, will you?
It might be able to support a glass of beer, but not actually. It just needs one. My father used to say, I think I finally understand.
Thank you, but I believe this ordinary table is not deserving of your delicate tablecloth.
Good morning. Are you all right?
Please don't ask. I can't even savor my cognac as long as this terrible
The time-traveling machine. Complete nonsense from a quantum mechanic. Hilarious the Unready. I don't want to cover up these people's works. Looks like it was struck by lightning the other night. Still. This cat again. Good idea. I only need some bait. That's some sturdy a beautiful, healthy tree. Acersoidu platanus, the sycamore. Good idea. Small ads. They're holding a town. Exciting. I don't want to take this with me, if anywhere, but I love cheese skewers. Look, this is the star log I'm using to stay in contact with my home planet. Just met human child Lenny, keeper of a cosmic secret.
Awesome. Is this a Starlock for real? May I please?
My pleasure.
This is Lenny of planet Earth speaking. My uncle had a secret stash hidden under a loose plank in room 3.
Room 3? That happens to be my room.
Room 3 used to be where my uncle Heinz lived.
And where is your uncle now?
My mom says he is now living on planet No Good.
Huh. There really is a hidden stash below. Loads of useless junk, and an almost empty bottle of schnapps. I'll only take the schnapps. Bolts and shoes. I would probably... I'm not... I don't want to cover up. Fresh air is still the preferable way to dry your lawn. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
This establishment you call your own has quite the charm.
A family business for more than 75 years. Actually, I took over the guest house together with my brother. But now it's just me and my little daughter.
Your daughter really likes watching TV, huh?
You see, the kid is always in front of the box. She's got her mind set on extraterrestrials and alien worlds. Nonsense, don't you think? The only interest that scoundrel had was in his bottles. In the end, that good-for-nothing took a half too much of his Bolzenschuss and just made off.
That door over there hasn't been opened in a while, has it?
That's the door to the cellar, where my brother built his little lair. No one has taken any interest in that door since he left. He just took the key with him.
Being the only guest, I was wondering, how's the season going so far?
Season? We haven't had one in ages. Anything else I can do for you?
Truda, would you pour me one of your Pilsner beers, please?
Just a second, Professor. Here, a coaster. There you go. Cheers!
What's this? The table stopped wobbling? Oh, thank you so very much. I was hardly able to focus on anything else but this cursed wobblery.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Could you tell me something about the cable car in this town?
Don't bring up the old cable car. I don't even want to think about it.
Are you feeling any better now that the table isn't wobbling anymore?
Thank you for asking. But joy? What does it even mean? My life lost most of its joy since Claus disappeared.
Who is Claus?
Claus is my tomcat, an angel of an animal. He was the only one to always remain by my side, but now he's vanished without a trace. Everything in this world is going down the drain. Mark my words.
Maybe he just went for a stroll.
I don't know. Claus was always faithful and stood by my side. Then he just disappeared without a trace. You can't rely on anything in this world anymore. Let me tell you. It's just awful.
You've got yourself a nice spot here.
The name is Baron Otto Titan von Truberbrook Stutz.
Tannhauser, pleased to meet you.
Please come over. Don't waste the opportunity to put up with the company of a lonely, broken old man.
Are you from around these parts?
You may very well say so. I put all my life's work into the well-being and prosperity of Truberbrook. I once was the owner of both, the mines and the cable car. That's all history now.
Do you have any friends or family?
My spouse left me for good, and my beloved Truberbrook is slowly going down the drain. Only Claus remained loyal to me all these years. Alas, now even he has disappeared.
What kind of a strange place is this?
Well, you should know. This used to be one of the most beautiful spots on the face of the planet. The fair and the fortunate came here for treatment. Travelers and tourists of all fashion. Citizens that weren't occupied in the tourism business found work in the mines. But it's all over now.
Do you still have the key to the old cable car, by any chance?
Please excuse me, but I need to be on my own now. I need some rest to mourn for Claus.
Please excuse me. This bucket seems to have been hung here for purely decorative reasons. Nine lives or not, I don't think it would survive that drop. Oh my. It won't be this easy getting close. Soft as a feather. It would tear me to pieces. The cat doesn't seem to like humans. Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Any news about Claus?
Nothing.
Please excuse. There's a selection of local charcuterie on display. Vertebra. Good idea. I put a nice fluffy blanket over the top. I met a woman named Gretchen in Truberbrook. She is a fellow scientist. Gretchen studied anthropology in Vienna.
Could you please focus on the task at hand?
Hi.
Hey!
About the cable car. What was the problem?
We have, if you still have anything else.
Yeah. So, how long have you been here?
The day before yesterday. Feels much longer though. And just saying, the public transportation around here, Germany is a mess.
But then how did you get here?
Individual travel. By motorcycle, of course.
Why Truberbrook of all places? It's hard to find, even on a map. But I'm not from these parts after all.
I've been trying to pinpoint the exact location of those ritual grounds for a while now. And when I finally found them, I immediately took off. The people around here are nice, but also a little weird, don't you think?
Something about them seems a bit off, yeah.
Tell me about yourself.
What would you like to know?
So you're from the States, huh?
The United States of America.
Where from exactly?
Woodinville, Washington.
Never heard of it. Any bigger cities nearby that I might know?
Seattle, the rainy jewel of the Northwest. Heard of it?
Oh yes, I know the place. I was passing through some time ago.
You've been to the States?
Yes, once. That was a few years back though. Actually, I had come to New York to attend a conference, but then I got acquainted with some folks there and stayed a while longer.
A while longer. In New York City?
Not the whole time, no. Took a little road trip. First off to the New England states, Boston, Waterville, all the way up to Moosehead Lake, Mount Catherine and so on. Then Canada and the Midwest. Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, Chicago. On and on. Then Washington State. Sort of got stuck there. Oregon, down to San Francisco. Ah, those were the days.
Wow. You must have passed through Seattle on the way then.
Yes, maybe. And that's where you study?
No, I studied on the East Coast. The Cornell, Ithaca, under Dr. Schrodinger. Have you heard of him?
Ah, of course. Now I understand why you're on exchange in Germany.
Exchange? No, it's more of a coincidence. I won the trip.
You won?
Don't ask me. I've never taken part in any lottery.
Interesting. Uh-huh. So.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
I'd like to report a theft. There was an uninvited guest in my room last
In
night.
our house? Oh dear, I'm so very sorry. Let me call the police immediately.
Thanks.
I will keep you informed.
About the cable car?
Sure. What else do you want to know?
Do you have an idea what became of the Baron's cat?
After he had lost the mine, the cable car, and his wife, all that remained was a kitten. If you ask me, it was probably a bit too much for the poor creature.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
I need to know what happens next.
Locked. Beverly, I discovered the local movie theater, Mobius Palace. The favorite genres around here appear to be Western and noir. Hilarious the Unready, Margrave of Truberbrook. Conqueror of the Dragon, Savior of Truberbrook, yep. In the year of our Lord, 1250. Locked. Hades, paddleboat rental, closed. Hades, paddleboat rental, souvenirs, fishing supplies, closed. It would tear me to pieces. I've already made an entry on this. The platform leaning up. I can. I've already. Locked. This old generator is running at maximum strength. Hi.
Hey.
I-
Presumably not the bride. Who else would steal a...
About the... Question?
We need the master key to get the cable. Why don't you take a look around? Anything else?
Yes. About the... What was the problem?
We have to fix the high voltage power cord in order to get the cable car running. If you touch it, it will fry your synapses. We still have to reconnect the loose ends. Anything else I can help you?
No.
Good. I'll try. Something's jammed there.
It seems you need a special key to get the thing running. I have to insert a coin first. Actually, it's quite a nice... Good morning.
So everything was taken. The cable.
Please go.
More and more outside what they were actually up. But after a few years, they shut. Just think of and turned away.
Who are...
The Millennium Cooperative. Ruthless and they.
You ran...
Well, but yet, District Mayor of Truberbrook, patron of Truberbrook.
What do you mean?
First, they stripped me of the mine. Then, more and more dubious eggheads and foreign workers started pouring into town, driving visitors away with the gigantic machines.
These...
I appreciate.
You've got your...
Please don't wait.
Are you from around these parts?
You may. I want. That's all.
Do you still have...
Please excuse me. I need.
And...
Nothing.
Please Supplemental. I'm afraid the condition of my room is far below expected. Maybe somebody... What a mess. Nothing appears to be... Creepy. Some kind of a... Must be a local... Hanging dead animals on your wall is a bit She's the landlady.
Precisely.
Good morning.
Morning.
Have you talked to...
I gave the office. It's only going to be a matter.
What do you mean? A matter...
The police station is right next. We have to be patient. As soon as the inspector has solved his current case,
Keep me up to date.
I will let you know.
About the...
Sure.
I've heard enough.
Anything.
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself.
There's something funny about that clock. This can must have fallen off. I don't want to take this with me. I don't want to take this with me. They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently, a few maggots found themselves a lovely home in there. I'll save you, my little friend. You like this, don't you?
Claus?
Good morning.
Excuse me.
Any...
Nothing.
Please excuse me. Nowhere to run from here, kitty. Oh, I think he passed out. Now I've got you. Is this by chance your cat, Claus?
Oh, my beloved Claus. Where have you been? You look exhausted, old friend.
Good morning. Would you mind...
You've been so kind to me. You have reunited. I'd have given you everything. My heritage, yet all you desire and your modesty is this aged kid. Here you are. I can't fathom what you may want with it, but please.
Well then, good catch. What the... can opener? Now it's a case for the metal restorer. I'll just leave it like that.
Good job. The cable car is good.
Now that the cable car is fixed, we need something to replace the missing gondolas. I'm sure this will take us up the mountain.
You're a funny man, Tannhauser. I like it.
Man, you're some klutz. We'll meet on top, in case you manage to find a way. See ya!
Hello? Hello? Fascinating.
Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady. Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Vigilance decrement, patient somnolent. Reduced effect display. Skin pigmentation livid. Nutritional basic needs barely met. Muscular system recessive, possible myopathy. Barrel-shaped thorax, strongly noticeable funnel chest. Raisin-colored notes on both sides of the mid-clavicular line in the fourth ICS. Marfan syndrome, arachnodactyly. Lower extremities atrophic. Enormous kyphosis. Extremities bilaterally impaired, reduced muscle tone. Weak monosynaptic reflex. Past finger-nose coherence test line without anomalies. Abdomen flexible, no hardening. Overly vibrant bowel noises. Brisk peristalsis. Reduced breathing sound, right-hand side, basal. Rattling sounds over both lungs. Split second heart tone. Severe nasal acromegaly. Carrot-shaped midfacial neoplasm. Creamy nasal secretion. Tongue drifting to the left. Dental state desolate. Pupils bilaterally round and medium wide. Sluggish reaction to light bilaterally. Sclera jaundiced, downbeat nystagmus. Corneac reflex bilaterally delayed. Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady.
What?
Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Hyperreflexia, mood agitated. Patient's condition unclear.
Where am I?
Patient has regained consciousness and appears responsive.
Excuse me, please. Did you tell me where I am?
Patient's orientation to person, space, time, and dimension remains unclear. I have to ask you a couple of questions. How are you feeling?
Ouch.
Who are you?
My name is Hans.
What are you doing here?
The original idea was to go on vacation.
Assuming you knew, where have you been born or assembled?
Last stop, Berlin, but I'm actually a US citizen from Woodinville, Washington.
Have you ever had a déjà vu?
I think I've had it with you.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
You are going to have an out-of-body experience in a moment, pal.
Interesting. Please remain prepared for further examinations.
Are you even listening to me?
I'm afraid we can't let you leave until we have verified your right to stay. It's for your own safety. Just knock the door loud and clearly when you feel able to undergo a few more experiments. I'll be there to pick you up. The patient's status remains unclear.
I'm feeling a little dizzy.
Dr. Römmler, please behave.
They took away all my cool gadgets and locked me up in this small room. I tried protesting, but to no avail. What have I gotten myself into? It definitely doesn't feel like a relaxing summer vacation so far. It's locked tight. Brute force won't help. Why, of course. But where? No water pressure. Or clogged. They don't seem to take hygiene too seriously around here. I'd rather not know what happened here. A fuse box. The lid is hanging off its hinges. I could use this to climb to the hatch. Fried. I need a very special tool to unscrew those very small screws. Where the heck am I?
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Forget it.
A
fuse box. The lid is hanging off its hinges. Fried. I need a very special tool to unscrew those very small screws. A coin. It fell right out of the shower head and right into my inventory for some cosmic reason. The benefits of capitalism. Sanatorium Paradiso. What a strange place. The stairs lead up to the administration.
He's sound asleep, but I'd rather not push my luck.
As far as I know, these apparatuses serve therapeutic purposes. They do, right? Sanatorium Paradiso, a bucolic sanctuary in the climatic health resort Truberbrook. Beautifully situated retreat, fresh forest air, wooded mountain slopes, established high cuisine. A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor souls must have gone through. The door to the room where they had me locked up. Iron bars? This place is a prison. This door is sealed by a humongous lock. Ghastly. Construction schematics for a quantum discriminator. Never heard of it. I am a quantum physicist for what it's worth. So many books. Maybe I should consider staying in this place. Odd.
I'm not in the mood for a snack.
An aquarium full. This place is full of strange surprises.
I'm not in the mood. A pretty steep downslope. I guess I'll have to find another way. I'll take it with me. It might come in handy should I need an improvised hat. I wonder what's in there. I need the right combination. Oh no. I'm not really going to have to replace the fuse. My dad always used to say, son, what... It doesn't have a coin... I'm not in the mood. A pretty steep down. Iron bars? Now it's working. There's something written on the wall. Well, thanks, I guess. I'll try with this code someone left on the wall. Interesting. These seem to be the medical records.
There you are! You must be lost.
I'm looking for room service.
No more lame excuses. We are going to perform the test. Now.
That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. I can see clearly now.
Could these be the keys to the main entrance?
I know exactly what you are up to. Forget it.
Come on, let's get it over with.
If you say so. Let's start with a short evaluation of your associative capabilities. A sort of warm-up, if you will. We are going to show you a series of images, and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. First image?
The universe. But it could also be a cup of latte from a top-down perspective.
I knew it. Second image?
You are aware that all of this is totally obsolete, right?
If you say so. Now focus, please. Image number 3.
A beautiful butterfly. Have you ever been bitten by a butterfly? No, me either.
Remarkable. And we're done. That's that. Mr. Tenhauser, there is no need to play games anymore. It's your decision to make. We both know you'll run out of excuses sooner or later. That's when we've got you. Then you'll have nowhere left to hide. We know who and what you are. Ultimately, it's up to you to take that first step into the right direction. Let's keep you here for the time being. Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip. I'm not in the mood. X-rays. The wonders of... Ghastly. Construction schematics. I am a quantum physicist for what it's worth. Interesting. These seem to be the medical records. Interesting. These seem to be the medical records. Sanatorium Paradise, a beautifully established. Not as long as the snoring bully is sitting there.
Sanatorium Parrot. What a strange place. A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor... This door is...
Are you ready?
Let me go. Fine then. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. I can see clearly now. He's going to flick the switch on me if I make...
Could you adjust the contrast settings? Could you adjust the contrast?
Come on!
If you... Let's start with a short evaluation of your associate. A sort of... We're going... And you will first...
A mesh like the
Sec...
cookie.
If you say so. Now...
Unnecessary.
Extra... And... maybe you had us fooled all along. Let's keep you here for the... Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip.
It doesn't have a...
So many books. Maybe I should consider staying in this place. A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these... Interesting. These seem to be the medical records.
Are you
Let me go. I refuse.
as you wish?
I'll try with this code someone left on the wall. No. Sam. It's locked tight. Brute force won't help. Let me find it. That Slumber Morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. I can see clearly now.
Could you adjust the contrast settings? Could you adjust the contrast settings? Could you adjust the contrast settings?
Come on!
If you... Let's start with a sort of warm... We're going to... And you will take... First...
War.
That is unexpected. Second image.
Cruelty.
Are you sure? Image number 3.
Are we done soon?
You know, this isn't really... And counting. Next up is self-assessment. Ranging from 1... How... I often feel controlled by others.
3.
I talk to myself frequently.
3.
I don't care much about art.
Obviously a 3.
I believe that future events are predetermined.
Probably 3. Almost, but not yet there. 3 out of 4 it is.
Thank you. Next, we are going to show you a few colors. Please describe them as elaborately as possible. Let's begin. So, what do you see? Please describe this color as precisely as possible.
Soothing. Like a quiet day spent fishing with Aunt Lottie.
How do you feel about this color? Anything particular that meets the eye?
What's with the numbers? And isn't this the same color we just had before?
Now focus, please. And what are your associations with this color?
Fragile. Like a butterfly in a hurricane. Now actually, a butterfly isn't really all that fragile. Its wings do quite well under most weather conditions.
Remarkable. If you had to put a name on this shape, what would it be?
What was your name again?
Just the test. Then you are free to leave, I promise. And this one?
Kevin?
Thank you. That's that. Now a few questions where you have to make a decision. Would you rather have landed in Roswell or crashed on the moon?
Roswell is all right. But you know, they serve much better drinks at the secret Arctic station.
Would you rather be in the Cold War wearing short pants or in a very hot war wearing an anorak?
War. War never changes. Since the beginning of humankind when... Oh, sorry.
Would you rather be a lion without teeth or a gnu without legs?
I could still have soups and stews as a lion, right?
Would you rather want to have Heinz Erhardt's expertise in economics or Ludwig Erhardt's sense of humor?
Can't I have Amelia Earhart's courage instead?
Would you rather be an eagle with a shell or a turtle with wings?
Is this about calculating the aerodynamics of a turtle shell in relation to a given wingspan?
Thank you. Think of your childhood. What are the first 3 items coming to your mind?
Dad, Aunt Lottie, Hans and ice cream.
Are you sometimes afraid of the day your true identity becomes uncovered?
Well, yes. Aren't you?
Do you sometimes feel that everything is just about to happen, while all of it has already been decided?
Yes.
Congratulations, my dear Mr. Tannhauser. You have passed the associative test with excellent results. I have no more doubts that you are a real human.
A real That's what this was all about?
I apologize for the inconvenience, but one can never be sure these days. It's our civic duty to track down and detain these aliens. They are among us. Mark my words, Mr. Tannhauser. You are free to go. Please show yourself out.
I'm a human being, of flesh and blood, and now I'm going home. Aliens? You must be out of your minds.
I'll leave the key under the doormat.
Where am I? Hello? Anybody there?
This way.
What is this place? I've arrived at some sort of mining facility. It looks abandoned. Judging by our tracks, I've almost caught up with Gretchen. Let's have at it. I can't reach it. Locked.
Hans, that would be a really bad idea.
Beverly, I believe I found Gretchen's campsite. She probably went ahead without me.
It still needs... Stop. Debris. People keep losing helmets all the time. No, Hans, that would be a really bad idea. It still needs... Could end up blowing it to Smith. Even with a helmet on? No chance. Solid. Could end up blowing it to smithereens. The ashes in this fire pit are still warm. Maybe someone cooked him or herself a meager dinner. An old ore mining cart, beyond repair. It still needs a little extra something. It's the same device as down in the valley. Here we go. Beverly, the time has come. I am stranded,
trapped deep underground in some sort of god-forsaken cave. It's freezing cold. I can hardly see a thing. Whoever finds this recording, please hand the cassette tape to Miss Beverly. And now this. Hello?
Always remember to wear your helmets, kids. Phew. Away with it. Maybe I can swing over. Good thing there's no monkey wrench involved in this puzzle. There you go. Water March. Always. Years of decay made this pipe brittle. It's almost coming off the wall. Can anybody hear me? I've heard the case. Completely. Maybe I can swing over. This pickaxe is probably the only tool around here that could be useful. That's a pretty deep drop. I can't even see the floor from here. There's got to be some water down there somewhere.
Oh, you finally made it! I almost thought you'd never come. Look at you, covered in dirt. Did you stumble all the way here through the old mines?
I don't have to answer that. Anyway, you're not going to believe what just happened to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You gotta tell me every single detail when we have the time.
They sure have big doors around here.
It looks like they really wanted to make sure there was no trespassing.
Beverly, for a moment I thought I was a goner. Now that I've been able to escape this compromising situation, Gretchen and I are standing in front of a gigantic steel gate. I'll get back to you with more details.
And again. And again.
We need to get that door open.
Wow. Congratulations. I think you found your ritual site. I was abducted and...
You must have bumped your head too hard.
No, for real. There is an old sanitarium down...
I thought no one's lived there in ages.
There's at least one so-called scientist. He conducted a wide range of crazy tests.
Tests?
Yes, he had me talk about colors and answer personal questions.
Tannhauser, are you sure you haven't suffered?
How do I know? I found your camp outside.
Enough talk. Let's find a... What do you think?
Who'd... I was abducted.
You...
No,
I thought...
there's at least one...
Test?
Yes, he...
Tannhauser...
How do I know? I'm still wondering who built this and why.
Any ideas?